Welcome to the If I Had More Time podcast. I am so glad that you are joining us today. My name is Liz Garcia. I'm your host. And not only am I here with the amazing Kay and Eric Geiger, but I'm here for the first time ever with a live audience.
Yes.
So why don't, yeah.
Yay. Come on. We just finished our Thursday night service, so this is the Thursday night crew who's staying after at almost 9 o'clock at night because they want more.
They want more.
It's amazing.
They are so excited about the series, which I am too, by the way. It's only week 2. It's already been so much fun.
Yeah, so good.
And a lot of you guys who are listening right now, you've been sending in your questions through those mailboxes on the patio and the foyer at your congregation. Tonight's questions specifically came from our Thursday night group, our young adults of our church. So buckle up. It's going to be really fun. We're going to try and knock out as many as possible
Speed round.
in a short amount of time, okay? So I'm going to stop talking and let them go. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. I feel a lot of pressure right now. Suddenly, I got nervous. Okay, first question. How can I tell if God doesn't want me in a relationship anymore?
Okay. And we want... This is assuming this is, because it's our Thursday night crew, this is somebody who's dating someone. So this is not a question like about leaving my spouse. This is about, I'm dating someone and I'm not sure this is the right person. I'm actually convinced this is not the right person.
Yes.
Well, they didn't say convinced. They said, how do I know?
Oh.
How can I tell was the specific wording.
How can
I
I
tell?
didn't
tell?
change it
Sounds
at
like
all.
they don't know.
Then I think you should go ahead, baby.
No, you go.
No.
Do you want them? Do you want them
You were
to?
going to say?
I want you to start.
Okay, I was just going to say, I think the better question is, should you have started dating them to start with? So if I got it. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Yeah. So what I would say is, if you're a believer, if you're walking with Jesus, and you started dating someone who's not, you should break up with them. If you're seeing major character flaws, like upset, like lying all the time, cheating all the time, those things carry over. I'd say that'd be a major red flag. Our friend JP, who's going to be here in a few weeks, says, and I agree with him, he says, find the most godly person you know, date them, and date them as long as it takes to figure out, are they someone I can see being a good spouse for me and mom or dad for my kids?
Yeah.
And at that point, if you're like, no, that's not going to work, then you break up with them. But you don't get into a relationship. I think sometimes the problem is we get into relationships that we should have never been in to start with.
Yeah.
So I would say ask yourself that question first. Like, should I have gotten into this relationship to start with? And if the answer is no, then you definitely should get out.
I would just add one quick thing. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, assuming all of those things, characters there, both are believers. If as you are dating the person, as you are listening to God's Spirit who lives within you, if you become more and more uncomfortable that I just am not convinced that this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, then it's actually very kind towards the person to end the relationship. Where I sometimes have my heart broken for the young adults in our church is when the relationship goes for so long and then somebody breaks it off, and I feel like there was like years of time that could have been spent figuring out if someone else was the person that they were going to marry.
Right.
You know?
Like if you're feeling that prompting, don't delay in
even for the
discerning
sake
that.
of the person.
Exactly.
Even for the sake of the other person.
I want to interject one thing, though, just to kind of push back a little bit. One thing that and Eric talked about this a lot on the pod. We talked about this a lot on the previous podcast. Just make sure you're not wanting to back out because you're afraid of committing. So I just want you. I think for a long period there, it was just so quick. Like, if you're not sure, just get out. I don't know if that was great advice, because I think we've gotten to a little bit of a point of where if you're not ready to commit, I don't think you should be dating, because you're dating to marry. So if you're not ready to commit, you shouldn't have started dating in the first place.
And that's different from going on a date. But like I'm dating this person exclusively.
So maybe you need to evaluate yourself.
You're articulating that, and I believe, just as you believe, that date with the intention of I'm either going to marry this person or I'm going to find out that I'm not marrying this person, and then I'm going to end it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But just you always need to evaluate yourself in that situation as well. Like, am I afraid of committing? Is there, if that person seems like they don't have any character flaws, they're walking with Jesus, everything's good, then what's the issue? So you don't miss the point of asking yourself, do I just not want to commit? And then the whole thing about feeling too, though, like a relationship's not a feeling. I just think you have to be careful.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah.
I know that Kay's going to love this one too.
Oh,
because she
good.
told me she would. Is 20 to 23 years old too young to get married?
No. I think I'm a huge advocate of getting married young for a lot of reasons. Number one, that we did.
Because we did. You're like, everybody be like me.
You go ahead.
From a practical standpoint, it's kind of like choose your pain. Mm-hmm. There is pain if you get married young, and there's pain if you don't, if you get married late. And when I say pain, I mean we got married really young, mm-hmm. like 21 and and 19, like really young. And we met in college, and I was just blown away with who Kay was, and when she was interested in me, I was like, I'm going as fast as I can, get this girl committed, and then she'll be stuck with me. That's essentially what I wanted, what happened. And so when I say pain, it wasn't like a bad relationship pain, but we didn't have any money, and so we like the only insurance we had was we had this like balloon policy, like $65 a month, just if something really bad happened.
Yeah,
like
it was only going to work if we don't dying.
Yeah, like it was basically just. I don't even know why we had it. It didn't cover anything. I was making $12,000 a year as a youth pastor. There was an older guy in the church who rented us a house for $250 a month.
This was a long time ago.
This was a long time ago.
Okay,
but anyway, the pain for us was we didn't have like we're going out to nice restaurants or we're going on vacations. That was definitely not us when we first were married. And so if you get married young, there are some challenges. Both are working. We're both finishing school, both working. And then if you get married late, like the research I shared tonight, young adults are saying there's just a lot of pain dating in this crazy world right now.
Yeah.
So it's like you choose your pain. I am great with, and we have 2 daughters now, and we were when they started doing the math of how young we were. It was like, oh dang, they're gonna figure out how young we were.
Yeah, we kept it a secret for a long time.
But I'm with Kay. I'm not saying you have to get married young. I think you shouldn't be afraid of getting married young.
Yeah,
If there's maturity, you should. I'll speak to the guys. You should be able to provide for her. Like you shouldn't be asking mommy to pay the bills. Like that's not cool. The scripture says to leave and then be united. So Genesis chapter 2, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. So as a man, you want to be in a position where you can provide. Now, provide doesn't mean Cabo. It didn't mean for us. It meant
it definitely did not.
It meant, do we have enough money to go to Pizza Inn buffet? And that's what it meant. But I was able to provide. I was able to show your dad that here's how I'm going to provide for her. Here's how I'm going to care for her. And so as long as I'm speaking to the young men now, as long as you can provide for her and protect her and care for her, and you believe that she's the one you want to commit the rest of your life to, I'm all for going for it. And we have good friends. They're amazing friends, and we talked about this recently because their kids are around the same age our kids.
Yeah, they have 3 daughters.
And one of them got married really young. And we value sexual purity. And the reality is, it's hard to date someone a long time and be sexually pure. It just is.
I don't even think it's how it's meant to be. Honestly, I don't think it's how God created it.
Because you just wanted me so badly?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's on the last podcast too.
Yeah.
I loved getting married young. I didn't think that I would. I wasn't looking to get married young. Eric tricked me. I'm just kidding. But some of my best memories are of those days when we were having to figure stuff out together.
Yeah.
And we weren't set in our way of doing anything because we didn't have any ways of doing anything. And so we learned it all together. One of our girls asked Eric's dad one time, did you know Mommy when she was a little girl? And I went, pretty much, she did. But there's a beauty of growing up together.
That's true too.
That I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And we both worked and went to school at the same time.
Yeah.
And we made it work. You make it work. So yeah, I mean, I believe in it. I do.
And you guys have a beautiful marriage. I know you've known Eric for a while, and you're kind of just getting to know Kay right now, but I'll just tell you, as somebody who does get to walk a little bit closer to the Geigers, I can tell you they have a very beautiful marriage worth modeling after. So I can testify to them. They love one another deeply, and they put their marriage first. And you're an excellent model to all of us. So you guys keep listening. You're doing the right thing by asking them these questions. Okay. Do you guys think that God introduces us to our future wife or husband?
No.
I don't know. I might disagree on that.
It's okay. You can disagree.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you're going to say first, and I'll decide.
I mean, I by introduces, I mean, I saw Kay, and God did not like. I remember the first time I saw you, and I was like, wow. And so, like with JP, who's a good friend.
What did I have on?
I was looking at your face the whole time.
Oh, that's good.
I was staring at your face.
That's good.
Good answer.
I don't either. Okay, just wondering.
But like JP is a friend. He kind of lowers the attraction a bit. I was really attracted to you, but it wasn't. And I'll talk about this next week. It wasn't love at first sight. I wasn't like I'm in love with this person, but I was interested in talking to you.
Yeah.
But I still then had to go and talk to you. It's not like God, magically just worked it out where we were sitting together in a group or something. Like I had to pursue you.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So that's what I mean. I think sometimes, and again, I'm only speaking from the guy's perspective. I think sometimes guys, if they're not careful, can be passive, thinking, if God wants it to happen, he's gonna like DoorDash me somebody, and it's not how it happens. You do have to pursue.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you for sure should pursue. I think I took the question a little differently. Like, will God make it clear, this is a person that I approve of you marrying? It's kind of how I took the question. And I think that he does that. I think he absolutely does that. There's a few different verses that come to my mind. One is, Derek has said before from the stage, is delight yourself. No, that's not the one. Yes, delight yourself in the Lord, and He'll give you the desires of your heart. That's Proverbs 37:4. Psalm 37:4. And so you're walking with Him, you're spending time with Him, the Lord, you love Him. The person that you're all of a sudden like, hey, I think I like that guy. Like I like that he loves Jesus. I like this. I like the things about him that God loves.
And that was the thing that you were most attracted to in me.
100%. Yeah.
Which I always tell guys, like, gives them hope. Like, you don't have to be a good-looking dude. You just have to love Jesus.
Whatever, Eric.
A whole bunch.
So funny. Yeah. So I do think in a way God does make it clear. Like I do think, if you're walking with him, his desires become your desires. And so if you're walking with him and you have a desire, Eric, you're the one who said this. If you have a desire to date someone, you're walking with Jesus.
Go for it.
Go for it. Yeah, do it. And so.
Yeah, I think some people overthink it.
Absolutely.
So
100%,
if you're following after Jesus and you're interested in him, go with it. If you're following after Jesus and you're interested in her, go for it. And
then don't expect.
If you're following after Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. And then don't expect it to be perfect.
It's not going to be perfect.
That's one thing I was going to add a minute ago. Like, just if you're going in with that expectation of, I thought the feeling thing tonight was so good. You said about the heart. Like, I'm going off track a little bit here, but I think this is super important. If you're, Eric said that often when we talk about the heart, that we talk about your feelings, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm losing feelings. Like, I've heard that before from you guys. And so, if you're going to base your relationship on feelings, you are never going to be satisfied. Mm-hmm. I don't base my relationship with Jesus on a feeling. Like, I don't go into every day when I spend time with him being like, I have to have a good feeling or I didn't really spend time with him. No, I know that our relationship is real.
Right.
And so if our relationship was based on a feeling, we would be getting married and unmarried every, few days or so. I mean,
that often?
Maybe not that often. But, I mean, there's definitely been times when I'm like, Eric, I don't feel like you really like me right now.
Yeah, it's true. You say that. I don't know. I do like you.
I think he's probably said that like maybe never. And I'm like, I don't feel like you're really into me right now. I feel like you really like me right now. And he's like, babe, that's so dumb. I totally love you. I'm like, and you like me? Yeah, I like you. But that's an example of feelings. And girls, particularly us, because we're like emotional beings. And God uses that to make us like nurturing moms. But you have to be really careful that you don't base everything on feeling.
I love that. Can you say it again?
Stop.
I'm joking.
That's great. So this next one's going to be a little spicy.
I like spicy.
Is it ever wise to be in a relationship? I wish I knew who asked these questions. I would love to talk to you. Is it ever wise to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't share your faith?
No. That's like so easy.
Okay. Great. Moving on. Is it okay to date / get to know multiple people at a time?
No.
Whoa,
These
whoa,
are easy,
whoa.
I think.
Get to know is different from date.
Oh, get to know how. Well, did they say anything more, Liz?
That's all I got.
When we first got
Okay.
married, I was known as the bold one and Kay was the sweet one. Over time, you've become like,
Yeah.
dang, girl.
I think it's because we have daughters. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I would never advise my daughters to like be talking to more than one boy at a time.
Right.
Ever. Because how are you ever that to me devalues commitment. Like, can you not be committed for a couple weeks and find out if you like actually like him?
Okay.
That's my opinion on it.
I think that this is probably heavily contested then, because right now a lot of people are on dating apps where the name of the game is you're talking to a lot of people at the same time.
Okay, but what are you? Okay, but can you? Are you? How deep are you going in that?
To be clear, I am not. I am married.
She's
you were married.
Liz
Okay,
is-
you were married.
Liz has been married to
the
Roddy.
I know, baby,
eye
I was
is
at the wedding.
It's a hypothetical eye. She wasn't the wedding. She's actually the witness on the legal document.
I am the witness on the legal document. That's right.
I lost my train of thought. To be clear, the I is not me. I'm speaking on behalf of my friends. But yeah, I mean, it can be like I'm going on a date with this person on Monday, and on Thursday I'm going on a date with this person, and I'm on the phone with another person on Friday.
I'm still going with no.
I don't have a strong opinion on it. I think once it moves to a second date, and you're obviously
For sure.
it's just even good for your own heart to not get into a comparison game.
Right.
It's going to be a divided heart.
And I'm so old. I mean, I even when people talk to me about jobs, I'm the same way. Like, pray about if you're like talking to this possible employer, like pursue that one as fast as you can and God's not leading you to like 3 different jobs. He's leading you to one.
And he's definitely not leading you in 3 different wives. Okay, just
That's
making
true,
clear.
baby.
Okay.
That's really good, baby.
Okay.
To run one all the way through to the end as fast as you can is what I tell someone on a career choice, because you're going to be like doing the plus and minus on all of them, and and then you're going to go to the job, and then you're going to I should have done this job, as opposed to getting with God and he's not saying yes, he's saying he's only going to say yes to one of them. So do one at a, that's what I always say on a career. When it comes to, I mean, we've been married way before dating apps.
And I'm not against dating apps at all. I would say.
I'd say a downside of it could be you could have too many quote unquote plates spinning at one time. That doesn't allow you to focus in on one person. But I could understand if on that person's perspective, if they're like, but everyone else is doing that, and I could see the viewpoint. But once it moves to a second date, I would have the conversation like, hey, you know what? I am so interested. This is what I'd say if I was a guy. If we lived on the dating apps, I'm glad it wasn't there, because you probably wouldn't have like thumbs me up or
Eric,
whatever.
stop
I'm just
doing
being
this.
honest.
That's not true.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. You would have thumbs me. You whatever. What do you do?
I think you swipe.
You swipe. You'd have swiped me.
Wait. Do you swipe?
We would have gone on a date. I mean, I would have been direct. I would have said, "Listen, I really like you, and I'm not
I
gonna."
really like you too.
Thank you. I just want to see where this goes. I'm going to be open and honest about who I am. If you can be open and honest about who you are, let's just see where this goes and be open and honest about each other and have fun and enjoy each other. But I'm not doing this with anybody else. I want to go on this journey with you for however long it goes.
Yes, I think I would be like, that sounds like a great idea. which is different than dating multiple people at the same time.
I
know.
was telling you that. I'm agreeing with you.
I know you are. And I'm agreeing with myself too.
Okay.
But
All right.
I just want to, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that is how, to me, that is how it should be done. So I guess I would encourage you this. I don't know all the different words, so like, or how the apps work and all that. But if you're like, yeah, but I'm just like getting to know different people at the same time, I would just ask yourself this question. If you're getting to know someone and you're starting to kind of like them, but then you find out they're talking to like, let's just talk about girls because I'm a girl. So let's just say I'm talking to you and I'm really starting to get to like you. And then I find out that you're talking to like 6 other girls too. I didn't sign up to be on The Bachelor. I mean, like, I don't want to play that game. So I think for me, that would be a major turnoff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, is he not into me enough that he can just
I agree with that.
Just talk to me until he decides? Do you guys see where I'm going with that? I guess that's my perspective on it. Again, I don't know how the dating apps work. I'm hardcore no against dating multiple people at the same time.
I am too.
Like, no. I think it'll just be hard to like.
But also, I worry about what
decide what you want.
But I also worry about what it does to your heart and
Exactly.
what it trains your heart for
the future.
For a marriage one day.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Because marriage, really, guys, here's the truth. It's about commitment.
It is.
I feel like we say this all the time, but I cannot say it enough, and I wish people had said it to us earlier on. And we were committed. I think that's one reason it worked for us, because we were both very committed people in general.
Yes.
So we were committed, like just committed people.
Like when we go in, we go all in on something.
And we're both that way. So, I think for us getting married young, that's one reason that it worked really well. We said right before we ever got married, we would never say the D word, divorce. That word would never be uttered in our home. And we have stuck to that. Like, so commitment.
Yeah, like even through challenging times.
Mm-hmm.
Not when we say we don't say the word, like we know it's a word in the vocabulary, and when we talk about other people having a divorce or something, that would come up. But we made the promise that it's not like you can't say the word ever.
They really thought that?
No, I'm just being sure.
Okay.
Not them, the people in the podcast, the people who are listening.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
People, I think that's been important.
Yeah.
So almost 29 years of marriage, and 29 years of marriage, not one time in 29 years has either one of us said, and we've had fights and arguments, but not one time has one of us said, maybe we should just get a.
No.
Or do you ever think about, like, it's never one time?
No, and I think that I just want to be super, super clear. The reason I think that I feel so strongly about this whole dating thing is because I feel so strongly about commitment. And so things roll over into your marriage, whether you mean for them to or not.
That's true. That is true.
And so, high commitment when you're dating is going to roll over into high commitment when you're married.
You don't become a brand new person like magically right when you stand before the preacher and get married, but nor does the person you're marrying, which is why you do want to have high character and high commitment.
Yeah. I think, Liz, you told me week 6 is about conflict, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a little plug for that. The reason you can have good, healthy conflict in dating relationships and in marriage is because of commitment.
That's true.
By the way. Like, if you cannot have it if you're not like feeling certain about commitment. Mm-hmm. So I just think commitment's like, I think commitment is the name of the game. So just kind of ask yourself that question and put yourself on the other side of the table when you're talking to multiple people. Okay. Did we cover that?
That's
it was
good.
perfect.
Okay.
Amazing. So wise. Okay. This next one I feel like has a story behind it. Is being, quote, quote, emotionally unavailable biblical? Guys in this generation always seem to say that.
I don't even know what that means.
You gave me a heads up on this one.
Yeah, because I don't know what it means.
Yeah, well, it could mean a couple different things.
I said, Eric, you have to answer this question because I don't know what it means. That's what I said.
It could mean that the person could be meaning, and I agree with this perception of men, is that, and the reality is that men are not as great emotionally often as women.
Okay.
You are, like, when we have a party at our house or we're with a group of people, you sense, man, that person needs encouragement, or man, that person's struggling more than I sense. You are more emotionally attuned to people than I am. I think so. I think that's often the difference between men and women. Sometimes, though, then there's men who are really not great at emotionally connecting. So this could be a person who's saying, I think men in our generation are struggling with being emotionally connected.
What's the word again, though, Liz?
Emotionally available.
Unavailable.
Yeah. So
Unavailable.
basically, so a man who shuts down.
Oh, okay.
A man, and that's true. Some men do. It could also be, and that you never know the situation. Sometimes some unrealistic expectations can be put on a young man on what they are supposed to be. He's not going to be as emotionally aware as you are as a woman. Likely, I know that's stereotype, but
Yeah.
but I'm not going to be as.
Can you give me an example, like in a dating relationship?
You want me to give you an example of a dating somebody? I haven't
I
dated
know,
anybody
I don't
in
want you to date
29
anyone.
years.
I don't want you to date anyone. I want you, obviously, I want you to give me an example of what this person might be asking.
Okay,
for
so
a guy.
So I mean, there's times where you are disappointed with me. Like if we're having a conversation and I don't ask another follow-up question, or I give you too short of an answer.
Yes,
or
yes,
it could,
that's
you
true.
could
This is
sometimes
true.
think
Yeah.
you're not sharing your feelings enough, and I'm like,
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to share.
I don't know.
And so like so it depends.
This is all very true.
So it can depend. Like what I'm saying is, someone watching sometimes can, and we've been married for 29 years, but so sometimes someone watching might say I'm emotionally unavailable.
I would never say it about you.
I don't think I'm emotionally unavailable. I'm just saying I'm not as emotionally attuned as you are.
Oh yeah, okay, I get it now.
Wait, I don't know if that's what it means. I think emotionally unavailable is a little bit of a junk drawer term for
Yeah,
an
tell.
excuse to
That's
fail.
what I kind of thought too, but I wasn't.
Okay,
Oh, look,
girls,
the
tell
audience
us.
is speaking to it.
So-
okay, can you guys explain what it means? Did you send this question in? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think that it's more like maybe not an excuse. It is an explanation that a guy will give in
For?
order to exit a relationship.
So I'm
As
not
opposed to-
emotionally available.
Correct.
The guy will say that about himself.
Correct.
A guy will say that about himself.
Yes.
That's
He'll
really
say-
that's so dumb.
A guy will say I'm not emotionally available because I have so many other things going on in my life.
And one could say that perhaps there are other reasons that they want to exit this relationship,
Right.
but they're just not
But
saying it.
that is a phrase that is acceptable to use. Like I want to. Hey, podcast listener, you're learning a lot about phrases I didn't even know. So that's a way that some guys tap out right now. Is
Correct.
they say, I just got so much going on. I just can't. I don't have enough. I don't have enough to give to this relationship.
Then you shouldn't have got in to start with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But is the question, is it biblical?
It was. Yeah.
No. Right, Eric? Don't you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
I mean-
We're
We're gonna-
any scripture to back
I think
that up.
I think it's possible for a guy to say, I realize that this relationship's gonna be. I don't have enough to give. I'm not ready to be united. And if that's a term that a guy uses to back out of not committing, I'd rather him back out than commit and then back out after he's committed.
Okay, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
true.
so,
Yep.
and I'd say if a guy does tell you that, you really don't want to be
True.
united with him because the commitment's going to get harder after marriage, not easier.
And he's not going to suddenly become emotionally available.
Okay,
All
let's keep talking to the guys. I love this question that came
Okay.
in. I believe it's from a man. He says, "How do you lead as a man in a relationship?"
Oh, yeah.
Which I
Here.
love this question.
You're good at this.
How do you lead?
How do you lead as a man in a relationship?
It comes down to the kind of leader that Jesus is a servant. And so I've never one time in my marriage, there's a chapter in Ephesians 5 that some people don't like at all because it says, wives, submit to your husbands, and then it says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. In all of our years of marriage, not one time have I said, I need you to submit to me. I've never one time said that.
No, he has not.
And so, and that, though I believe that, I'm not against that verse, but that verse, the verse to the husband is love your wife the way Jesus loves you. And so to be a leader is to love as Jesus loved, which means you serve her. And so how do you serve her? You find out what's important to her, what she values, and you make what she values important to you. So the beautiful thing is when you get married, it's crazy how it happens, but you really do become one flesh, and some of the things that you value, she ends up valuing too.
Yeah.
You know, she ends up liking some of the sports that I watched.
Yeah.
You know, that ends up happening. But you don't go in looking for that as much as you go in looking for what matters to her, and you value what matters to her, and you put her above yourself, you put her life above your life. You look to serve her because your heart is overwhelmed with how Christ served you. And you be that kind of man, and the woman will respond to you and love you and cherish you as well.
Yeah, respect, yeah.
But you go first. Leaders go first. And so if you're going to be a leader as the man in the relationship, you go first. You forgive first. You express first. You serve first. You pursue first. You go after her heart first. And then and sometimes a guy, especially if he's been married for a while, will say, man, I don't feel like doing that like I used to. And I always say, and I'm talking to the married people who are listening, you do it and then your heart will follow.
That's, yeah. And you are good at that.
As opposed to, well, I wouldn't know because my heart's always in it.
Okay.
Yeah, you do the right actions and then your heart follows.
I just want to say Eric is really good at this. You should very much listen to him. And I can tell you, he is 100% right. If you will take the lead, I always think of that verse, outdo each other in love. And so instead of being, you kind of hit on this tonight too, Eric, but instead of being like, and I'm talking to the girls now, instead of being super like self-focused, like, and guys, you too, focus on the other person, especially if you're married or you're headed that direction. Focus on outdoing each other in love.
Yeah.
Not like, I'm not going to do that for him. He hasn't done anything for me. I did more stuff for him lately than he's done for me. That is not the way it works. It will not work.
Yeah. You melt each other's hearts when you...
I can promise you this is what works. Even if I am not, and you're going to go through these seasons. So I'm just going to talk to you like you're all going to be married one day, okay? You're going to go through seasons where you're going to be super busy. Oh gosh, the little kid stage. Oh gosh.
It's hard.
I mean, it's so fun, but it's hard.
It's hard on a marriage.
And so, unless you put him to bed at 5:30,
which we did that too.
Yeah. Anyway, that's another podcast. So, if you will focus on, instead of, I'm so disappointed he hasn't done this, and this, or she doesn't do this, and this, and focus on how you can outdo him or her in love, the other person will respond.
It's true.
They will respond. And it you know what it takes a lot of? Humility. That's what it takes a lot of. Self-denial. That's what you said tonight. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give you just one example of how Eric leads really well. So I brought up a minute ago me saying like, and I don't say it all the time. Like if I said all the time, I don't think you like me, you would be so annoyed. Like, I mean, I'm talking like very rarely. But I mean, there are times when you feel that way. He never says, I'm not even going to talk to you about this. He never says that. It's basically the same thing every time. I know what it's going to be, so that's why I say it. But I'll say, Eric, I feel like there's tension. Something's like off. Like, do you like me right now? And he'll be like, babe, of course I love you. I love you and I like you right now. And then he will say, but I'm really sorry you feel that way. Is there something I can do different?
Wow.
I know that, but that's being a leader.
Yeah.
I think not being a leader is saying, that is like, something's wrong with you. You're being too emotional, which is true a lot of the time. It is true, but that's not what he says.
Can you say that one more?
Oh, gosh, Eric, I'm not repeating any of this, you understand? Okay, just making sure that didn't get upset.
Okay, I have a couple. That's beautiful. Seriously, it's so beautiful, and yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful for the example that you guys give us. Okay, I love this one. Can you just arrange my marriage at this point?
I would love to.
User.
I would love to do arranged marriages.
I know for sure I could do it.
He really has considered.
I considered it, but we're not going to do it because cults do it.
Tell them what you considered.
And we don't want to be a cult. Do you know the divorce rate globally for arranged marriages is 1%, compared to the divorce rate in America is 40%. Now, there is some bad stories in that data because in that 1%, sometimes there's forced marriages. And a forced marriage is different than an arranged marriage. I'm not for arranged marriages. I'm not saying I am,
I
but
kind of am.
but because I don't think your family would have chosen
Eric,
me.
that isn't true.
I moved you halfway around the world. They all live on the same.
It's
They
not
all
true.
live on the same land.
They do live on the same
They
land.
live on the same piece of land.
It's like a commune, but
It is a commune.
It's not a real commune.
So,
Anyway.
but they love me. They love me now, and I love your family. Your family's
They do
awesome.
love you.
But the reason arranged marriages are compelling to me, and again, I've never been a part of deciding, or our marriage was not arranged, but it is families coming together.
Yeah.
And so there's like community deciding, wow, this person is a great match with this person. But then not only are deciding, they're then supporting. And sometimes the early years of marriage are challenging, and you have families that are, we're in this together. We're gonna help you together become one. So that's what's kind of compelling about arranged marriage. And so what I've thought about doing is just arranging a bunch of marriages. But but I won't do it because cults do it, and because there are probably some guys who we shouldn't set up.
Yeah.
And some women we shouldn't
That's
set
true.
up. Yeah.
We would have to really vet you guys, which would be so fun.
Application process.
Should
It'd
we
be
have all the
really fun.
You know,
Interviews.
DNA samples.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff.
Should we have all the single people
Yeah.
raise their hands right now or something though? Would that be
No,
too
no,
risky?
no.
No, yeah, do
No. We're not doing it. Don't tempt me. We're not doing
I
it.
thought about calling a couple out, but then
Yeah.
they told me not to, so I won't. Okay, this is going to be our last question.
Okay.
You shared some really beautiful scriptures tonight in your message, and one of them was in Matthew 5. Blessed are the pure in heart,
Yeah.
for they will see God. I love that passage, and I'd love for both of you to just real quickly hit, how can we have a pure heart in dating and in pursuit of marriage? Go first.
So purity of heart in that passage, it's like undiluted. So it's like nothing added. So that your heart is fully focused on Jesus. And when your heart is fully focused on Jesus, you are going to value the other person.
Yeah.
You're going to treat the person as someone who Jesus loves and created. And you're going to want that person to grow spiritually. And so you're going to want to go into the dating relationship
That's right.
thinking this. You don't have to tell, you shouldn't say this on the first date. Like, you know what, I'm thinking, I'll know within a couple months if I'm going to marry you or not. Like, don't freak somebody out. But internally,
We basically did do that kind of.
But I just don't think it's necessarily the best thing to say to everybody right away.
Probably not, yeah.
But this is what you want. You want the relationship to either go to marriage, or that the person loves Jesus more than they did before they started dating you because they dated you.
Amen.
And that you could go to that person's wedding and meet their spouse and shake their hand and look them in the eye and be proud of how you treated that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So purity of heart in dating would be, I'm either going to marry this person, or when this doesn't end up becoming a marriage, I have a clear conscience before God that I treated this person the way Jesus wants me to treat this person, and this person was given every opportunity by being with me to love Jesus more, and I am proud of how I treated the person. I can look their future husband or wife in the eye. To me, that would be purity of heart in dating.
That's really good. I would say the first thing that came to my mind is impurity of dating is that you would go in with the right motivation. So in other words, you're not going in looking for anything that's outside of what God says is allowed. So in other words, you're not just picking up girls to sleep with them. So if you're not just gonna date someone just to say that you can. You're not going to that's using somebody.
That is using somebody.
Yeah. And so I would say purity of heart would mean, number one, that your heart is right going in. So your conscience is clear, you're following Jesus, you're in a good, healthy place. And then you're clear with them about what you're doing. So I think that I've told my girls since they were really young now, and this is, they're like past this now, but I think, no, not really. Anyway, I told them since they were really young, talking about dating and boys, it's never been a subject that's been off the table. I've always wanted to talk to me about it. But they've said, how do you know when you're ready to date? I think this still kind of applies. I've said, if you're loving and following Jesus, and the boy is loving and following Jesus, okay, those are two non-negotiable. That's non-negotiable. But when you think about dating someone, you have to ask yourself, will I be comfortable worshiping and sharing with him what God shows me in my time with him with that person?
That's good.
Because if that person is not someone whose faith you're confident enough in that you can worship freely beside them and share with them what God's showing you in your quiet time, you should not date them. And the other thing I say is, if you cannot have a boundary talk, and I'm talking like physical, emotional boundary talk, you cannot date.
That's good.
So to me, those things set you up for purity in dating. They're giving you built-in boundaries in dating.
That's so wise.
Yeah.
Incredible wisdom. Thank you guys so much.
And I want to say to all the podcast listeners how much we love our young adults. Thank you guys
they're
for
the
being
best.
here. We love you guys so much.
So much. This was really fun.
Thank you guys.
And thank you guys for listening to the If I Had More Time podcast.